This drama about a repressed older housewife whose life on a remote farm with her controlling husband is turned upside down by the arrival of a young stranger, compelling her to face her own desires and overcome patriarchal constraints. The story is set in the mid-1600s, focusing on Fanny Lye, a woman in her 40s. Living a constrained life on a remote Shropshire farm in a valley next to a forest. With her abusive much older husband, John, and their young son, Arthur. Fanny is the diligent wife of John, a former captain from the English Civil War. John's strict religious beliefs make him a tedious bore and, even worse, a hypocritical abuser. Plus, a leg injury keeps him from working, which forces Fanny to handle the farm and look after Arthur with hardly any gratitude. However, their life of quiet oppression is about to be disrupted by two strangers who come out of the wood. While the family is at church, two naked strangers, Thomas Ashbury and Rebecca Henshaw, seek refuge on their farm after being attacked. When John and family gets back, he sees the young couple. They are Thomas Ashbury, charismatic and confident, and Rebecca Henshaw, young and vulnerable. They are naked as Adam and Eve, claiming they were newlyweds, stripped and robbed by vicious highwaymen. Initially, John is suspicious of the couple but offers them shelter out of a sense of obligation. And the moment Thomas steps inside the house, the balance of power begins to crack. At first, Thomas and Rebecca are polite, almost submissive. Thomas, however, is something else entirely. He's charismatic and shockingly free, everything this household forbids. His laughter feels sinful and his eyes linger on Fanny and he flirts openly with her. For the first time ever, someone sees her in that way, and he connects with Arthur through fun and laughter, leading to a punishment from John. Fanny grapples with her repressed desires for Thomas, while Rebecca accidentally reveals that she and Thomas are not actually married, challenging the societal norms of their time. Soon after, three armed men approach the farm, a sheriff, and his team. They are searching for members of a radical religious group known as the Ranters. Suddenly, Thomas and Rebecca's presence takes on a terrifying new meaning. When the Lyes finally realize who is under their roof, things turn drastic. To ensure their survival, Thomas and Rebecca are forced to hold the Lyes captive. But this isn't just a hostage situation, it's a battle of two different ideologies. Thomas brutally attacks John, leaving him helpless and bound. In doing so, he destroys the physical and symbolic power John held over his family. In a shocking moment, Thomas instructs Fanny to kiss Rebecca in front of her restrained husband. Then, he joins them. As Fanny's relationship with the young couple deepens, she begins to discover her true self. But when Thomas later approaches Fanny alone, she tells him she's confused. She admits she doesn't fully consent, even though she no longer feels bound by fear. For the first time, Thomas drops his confident mask and reveals vulnerability, allowing Fanny to see him as more than just a symbol of freedom. The narrative escalates as Thomas and Rebecca attempt to flee, leading to unforeseen consequences for Thomas and a confrontation with John. The arrival of the sheriff exacerbates the situation, resulting in a chaotic series of events that threaten to alter their lives permanently. This story serves as a poignant commentary on the rise of feminism, highlighting a woman's journey from silence to empowerment amidst turmoil and oppression. The dynamics of desire, power, and societal norms create a compelling narrative that delves into the repercussions of breaking free from traditional roles. At its core, this story isn't just about religion or desire, it's about a woman finding her voice after a lifetime of silence. Fanny Lye de Liviard, directed by Thomas Clay, stands out as a significant film, particularly due to the strong performance of Maxine Peake in the titular role. However, it's also a mixed bag. At times, the movie feels like it's shouting its message when it should be whispering. The heavy religious monologues can overshadow the emotional tension, slowing the pacing and dulling the impact. Still, when it works beautifully, especially in its portrayal of how dangerous freedom can be in a world built on fear. In the end, the movie is about who gets to decide how you live your life. And sometimes, the most radical act of rebellion is simply thinking for yourself. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know which movie you want explained next.